Hello everyone, it's Evie here, and today I am talking about the importance of feeling your feelings. This came through for me a few weeks ago when something happened that really pissed me off. Someone said something to me, and I just got so angry about it. And I'm not typically an angry person. It takes a lot to really make me mad, but I felt that way in this moment, and I didn't want to because that's not who I am. And so I grabbed some crystals and was about to start doing some energy work just to get this feeling out of me. And I stopped myself and was like, wait, what would happen if I just let myself feel this way right now? Because that's how I feel. And so I did. I put my crystals down and I started just thinking about what happened and let myself feel the emotions, feel the anger, even though it's not how I wanted to feel. It's how I was feeling, and I needed to accept that. And it really got me thinking about how we do this all the time. We feel a certain way, whether it's anger or sadness or embarrassment. We feel these things and we're just like, ugh, it's too inconvenient. I don't want to feel this right now. And we push them to the side or we stuff them down and bottle them up. And it's really not healthy. And we need to have a balance with our emotions instead of stuffing them away for later or overly attaching to those feelings. Just let them flow through. It's so important to let them flow because I noticed that when I felt that anger in that moment and let myself just feel it, not judging myself for how I was feeling, but just being present, being aware, like, okay, I'm angry right now, and that's okay. It flowed through me and I didn't feel angry afterwards. I it's just a memory now, and it's not something that I still feel that charge of anger for. And I think that's the important thing because a lot of times we judge ourselves for how we're feeling. Like, oh, I'm feeling sad right now. I'm such a wimp. I'm a weak person because I'm feeling sad. Like, how could I feel this way? And we beat ourselves up for our own emotions and spiral because of it. And it's not healthy. And even for me in the past, I've felt anxiety to the point where I've made myself sick. And that's not okay. I completely attached to that anxiety instead of witnessing it. If we witness our emotions, we can let them go faster. That anger was maybe 5 minutes of me feeling it, and I let it go. I witnessed it, and it flowed right through me. And that's the important thing. Witness your emotions, feel your feelings, but don't attach to them. Don't let them control you, take over your life, and dictate what you're doing to an extent that is unhealthy. I think it's important to feel those feelings, but without judgment, without attachment. Just observe them. This is how I'm feeling, and that's okay. This is why I'm feeling that way. And deal with it. Really deal with it because we know why we're feeling a certain way in any particular moment. I mean, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm feeling sad right now, and I'm not entirely sure why. But instead of beating myself up for it, let it go. Feel it. And maybe something from the subconscious will surface. And it's like, oh, okay, that's why I was sad, because some old thing needed to process through. And when you feel your feelings, you remove blocks. You're removing things that are keeping you from living the life that you really want. And that is so important. It's such important work to do. And it's work that a lot of us, unfortunately, don't want to do. we don't want to feel our feelings because we have too much work to do. But this is also part of our soul's work, to feel our feelings, to let things flow through. And it's so easy to let the good feelings flow. It's so easy to feel happiness and love when we're in those moments. And then those moments fade and it's like, oh, okay, I guess that good feeling's gone now. Now what? And we feel bad about it. But what if we just stayed present? Don't attach to anything, really. Don't attach to these feelings because they come and go. We feel sad, we feel happy, and we can feel those two extreme emotions like that, just at the drop of a hat. We can have a change like that, but we can't attach to it. I mean, you can choose to attach to it if that's really what you want, but I personally don't find it helpful anymore. It's not helping me to attach to these feelings, and it's not helping me to stuff them away and save them for later. And it's not helpful to try to force feelings. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm finally ready to deal with these feelings after bottling them up for so long. And then it's just like, I don't feel that way right now. It's like, why can't I deal with this emotion? That's a whole other thing we have to deal with, the frustration of I can't feel this. I want to cry just to let it all out, but nothing's coming. No tears are coming. We can't force our emotions. We can feel them when they come up, but to force them, it's not healthy. It's not healthy to try to force your feelings, like force yourself to cry. I mean, crying is very therapeutic. It helps me to release so much, and I never feel bad about crying, really, anymore. At least I used to, but it's really helpful. But when I want to cry, or I think like, oh, maybe I should cry right now, and the tears aren't flowing, I can't feel bad about that. Why should I feel bad? But I do sometimes. It's like, ugh, why can't I cry right now? I just want to when nobody's around. And then sometimes when everybody's around, that's when the tears flow. And it's just like, really? Couldn't I cry when nobody was around? But it doesn't work that way. Our emotions are energy. And that energy flows through however it wants to, when it wants to. We can't control the timeline of our emotions. We can't control when we're going to feel something as much as we try to. As hard as we try to bottle them up and let them sit on a shelf, they're still there. They're lingering. You know, sometimes it happens where I'm feeling a certain way. I'll take the anger example. And if I weren't to have felt that in the moment, I would have shelved it and it would have just bubbled underneath the surface, still feeling it and still remembering it, still feeling the anger, but it's like, no, I don't want to feel that way right now. And I would still be feeling it, but resisting it. And it happens all the time where, oh, I don't want to feel this way. But you're still feeling that way under the surface. And that's the thing. We just need to let ourselves feel it, because when you're feeling it under the surface, it sits there and it festers for way longer than it would if we would just take the time to be present with our emotions and feel it. Say, I am feeling this way. Let me feel it. Instead of trying to bottle it up, because it's trying to come out, it's trying to flow through. And we can't keep restricting it. We can't keep stopping it. That's not healthy. So let's have a healthier relationship with our emotions. Let's let them flow through, even if it doesn't feel convenient. I know that sometimes it's just not a good time to feel this way, but maybe taking a minute to step away and let yourself process those feelings can make a huge difference over just letting it fester underneath, because it'll still be there. You know, it's no matter how hard we try to not feel something sometimes, we're still feeling it. I've noticed all the time in the past where I want to just push it to the side and it's still right there. And it's not serving me. And I'm doing the work to feel my emotions in the moment. Let it flow. Just let it flow. So I hope you will definitely take this advice and let your feelings just flow through you. And if you want to talk about anything that might feel overwhelming, or you just need to vent, definitely I'm here to listen. I will hold the space if you need that. And I hope it helps, and I will see you all next time.